do us all a favor and blast off out of our Pokedexes. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst Pokemon designs. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at the Pokemon from across all generations that hold the distinct honor of having the most bizarre, ugly, and unimpressive aesthetics in the whole franchise.
Jinx!
Number 10, Binacle.
He'll have to admit how good I am. He'll just have to.
Binacle!
Yes, the infamous trend of the two-headed Pokemon.
Binacle!
We've had a few of these over the years, most of which tend to be the middle stage evolution before taking on a much more badass form. Unfortunately, in Binacle's case, we just can't see past how dumb he looks. What is this? A pair of hands sprouting out of a rock? He looks more like Doug Trio's twice-removed cousin during an extremely rebellious phase.
Break!
The fact his evolved form comes across as barely passable in the coolness department just makes Binacle look all the more sillier.
Now Razor Shell.
Number 9, Jinx.
Jinx?
Yes, we all remember what went wrong here, don't we?
Look, Jinx! It's a Jinx!
You don't see one of those every day.
While nowadays you can expect to see this kiss-obsessed Pokemon with a much more purple sheen, back in the glory days, her staggering colour contrast likened here to someone wearing blackface. While this was apparently never the intention of the developers, the similarities eventually forced a change in skin tone. While that's helped a bit, the whole Dead Eyes aspect doesn't exactly paint Jinx in the most endearing way, no matter what you've seen on DeviantArt. Number 8, Minior. Floating Pokemon made to represent the solar system on anything new, though they have proven themselves to come across as pretty neat over the years. Just look at Solrock and Lunatone. Same goes for Pokemon that can change their form in battle due to specific circumstances.
Yes, 俺が出してやる。
いけない！メテノの殻は無理やり開けようとすると大爆発を起こすんだ。
大爆発！
This little comet managed to make the worst in both. In its meteor form, the design just comes across as rather uninspired, while the core form looks a little too off. Either that or a power-up you'd find in a Mario game. Number 7, Probopass.
It's me, Alan!
Robo.
What's wrong?
Just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, Nosepass went from meh all the way to oh my god, what is that? Kill it with a hyper beam.
Burning Spirit!
Robo.
A statue is one thing, but this? The more you stare at it, the creepier it becomes. Perhaps we could tolerate it more if not for that oddly unnerving gathering of nose hair and the notice me senpai eyes. Can you imagine this thing suddenly appearing around a corner and staring at you? The ghost Pokemon of the world could learn a thing or two. Number 6, Vanillux. While we're pinning most of our admonishment onto its final form, this entire evolution line would be better off if it acted like real ice cream and just melted away. While Pokemon Black and White certainly took a step back in terms of creativity when it came to a lot of the next-gen pocket monsters, one of the biggest wastes of space was this series of deformed snow scoops. There was nobody wandering around Unova desperately searching for these guys in a hurry, especially with those creepy smiles.
Stop it! Stop it!
Number 5, Delmise.
I think we've agitated it enough.
Someone over at Nintendo must really have a thing for turning random objects into Pokemon. Either that, or they really believe nothing would delight fans more than the chance to get their hands on a haunted anchor. The idea of a ghost ship type Pokemon certainly sounds like an intriguing premise, but when the monster in question is literally just an anchor stuck to a captain's wheel, it doesn't quite have the same impact, especially since it's without any kind of evolution or anything else outside of making spooky sounds. Number 4, Melton. We're not sure if whoever decided on the creation of this thing is the ultimate troll or a certified genius.
Wow! A wild Meltan appeared!
All that hype about a brand new Pokemon set to be first advertised in Pokemon Go, some kind of new mythical monster set to turn the Pokeworld on its head, and it turned out to be nothing more than a silver blob with a giant cog for a head. Maybe the developers were betting on just how far fans would go for something that looked like a painted up Ditto who had a toolbox fall on its head. If so, well played.
I wonder if there are more amazing Pokemon, just like you, waiting to be discovered.
Number 3, ClingClang.
ClingClang, the gear Pokemon, and the final evolved form of Clink.
We get what you were trying to do here, Nintendo.
The sound is coming from that ClingClang without a doubt.
You made a shit job of it, but we understand. Wanting to try and cash in on the nostalgia of creatures like Magnemite and Magneton. Sure thing, just as long as you don't literally take a bunch of gears with faces painted on them and casually add them on top of each other. We know this game and series are mostly aimed at kids, but did you really have to make something so childish?
You should be fine now.
Check it out!
Number 2, CryAgonal.
CryAgonal's the winner!
Oh, come on, Black and White. Now you're just embarrassing yourselves. Maybe we could have seen this working if it was just some kind of alternate evolution to a previous ice Pokemon like Glalie, but as by itself, it's nothing more than a poor replacement that lacks any kind of evolutionary form, not to mention looking like something that should be decorating a Christmas tree instead of taking part in Pokemon battles.
Rapid spin!
We've seen a lot of haphazardly put together ice types in our time, but this one takes the cake. Number 1, BlessAthil. On paper, the Ultra Beasts sound like an awesome idea. A bunch of interdimensional Pokemon on par with the legendaries of any region. How do you mess something like that up? By going so far outside the box, you forget to make them look like actual Pokemon, and instead have them appear as characters you would find in a gallery of body horror. The one to come off worst in this regard is BlessAthil, who looks like some sort of alien clown with a polka-dotted bowling ball for a head. Now would you kindly escort yourself to the nearest available Ultra Wormhole, please? Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.